My friend Sarah called me on a Tuesday night. Not to catch up. Not to chat. She needed to borrow $300. I want you to understand something about Sarah before I go further. She is not irresponsible. She is not lazy. She makes $72,000 a year, shows up to work every single day, and has never made one dramatic financial mistake in her life. No gambling. No bad investment. No catastrophic purchase she regrets. Just a completely normal month. And somehow, $300 short on rent. I didn't lecture her. I asked one question: walk me through what you bought this month. She thought about it. Fast food a few times a week. Went out to dinner twice. A new phone because her old one was getting slow. A car payment. A few streaming subscriptions she barely used. A jacket with a designer logo. Nothing crazy, she said. Just regular stuff. That's exactly the problem. It wasn't one big mistake. It was 7 small ones repeated every single month for years. None of them felt like a mistake at the time. Each one felt completely reasonable in the moment. That's what makes them so dangerous. They never feel like decisions. They just feel like life. I'm Uncle Charlie, and today I'm going to show you exactly what those 7 things are. I promise at least 3 of them are quietly happening in your account right now. Let's go. 1. Fast food. Fast food had one job: be cheap, quick, affordable, no decisions. That was the deal. That deal is gone. A meal at McDonald's runs $12 to $15 now. You're not sitting at a table with real plates. Nobody is bringing you water. You're eating out of a paper bag in a parking lot, paying the same price as a real sit-down restaurant would have charged 4 years ago. Sarah was hitting fast food 4 times a week. $15 here, $12 there. Never felt like much. But that was $220 a month. $2,600 a year on food she forgot about by the next morning. That same meal cooked at home costs $3 to $4. You are paying a 500% convenience tax for a paper bag. When fast food cost $2, that tax made sense. At 15, the deal completely disappeared. Most people just haven't noticed yet. 2. Eating out too often. This one is connected to the first, and together they're usually where most people's monthly budget quietly collapses without them ever realizing it. Sarah was also eating out at actual restaurants twice a week. Nothing fancy, just regular spots. Entrees, an appetizer, drinks, tip, $90 to $100 per outing over in 45 minutes, nothing left behind. Twice a week, $800 a month, $9,600 a year. On food. That number didn't feel real to Sarah until she saw it written down. She thought she was spending $30 here and there. The math never registers in the moment, and that's exactly why it keeps working on you every single week. 3. Brand new cars. The moment you drive a new car off the dealer's lot, it loses roughly 20% of its value. You haven't even gotten home. You're still on the highway. New car smell in the air, and you're already thousands of dollars poorer than when you walked in. Then it keeps losing value every single year while you make monthly payments, with interest, on something that is actively becoming worth less. You are financing depreciation. That is what a new car payment is. A 3-year-old used car will take you to every single place the new one would. Same roads, same weather, same destination. It cost 40 to 50% less because someone else already absorbed that first brutal hit. Sarah had a $700 monthly car payment. She bought new because she'd worked hard and felt she deserved it. I understand that completely. But here's the number that matters. Someone who consistently buys used and invests the difference ends up with more than $200,000 extra over a working lifetime. Not because they earned more, not because they were smarter. Because they stopped letting a car dealership define what success looks like. That's not a small decision. That's retirement. 4. Subscriptions. You forgot you have opened your bank statement right now. Find every recurring charge from last month. Count them. Most people find 7 or 8. Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, Disney Plus, an app from 8 months ago they completely forgot about. Some software that has been quietly renewing itself since 2023. Each one is $10 to $15. Feels like nothing, but add them up and you're at $60 to $90 a month. Over $1,000 a year. Now ask yourself honestly, which ones did you actually open this month? Sarah had 6 subscriptions. She actively used 2. The other 4 were running silently in the background because signing up is effortless and canceling takes effort. That is the entire business model. Companies designed it this way on purpose. Here's the number that should genuinely bother you. $1,000 a year, invested consistently for 30 years, grows to over $170,000. That is what your forgotten subscriptions are actually costing you. Not $10 a month, $170,000 over a lifetime. Cancel everything. Resubscribe only to what you actually miss. 5. Upgrading electronics. Too soon. New iPhone, new laptop, new tablet. Every year a slightly improved version appears, and people upgrade not because their current device is broken, but because it feels old. Sarah bought a new phone because hers was getting slow. She'd had it for 2 years. It made calls, sent texts, ran every app she used, but it felt dated, and the new one had a better camera, so $900 left her account. This is how tech companies make money. They do not need to build something dramatically better. They just need to make you feel like what you already own is behind. That feeling is engineered. It is not real, and it costs you money every single year. Keep your phone until it actually stops working. Do that consistently, and you save $400 to $500 a year. Invested that compounds into something real over time. Instead, most of it goes to a company for a camera upgrade you will stop appreciating within 3 weeks. 6. Designer clothing. A plain white t-shirt costs $10. The same t-shirt with a designer logo costs $200. Same cotton, same cut, often the same factory. The only thing you are buying for that extra $190 is a label, and the hope that someone will notice it and think more of you. Here is what I want you to honestly think about. When was the last time you saw someone else's designer logo and actually changed your opinion of them? It does not happen. People are far too focused on their own appearance to register yours. Sarah had spent around $1,100 on branded clothing in the past year. When I asked what those items genuinely added to her life, she paused for a long time. I liked how they looked, she said. That is fair, but she could have liked how she looked for $150 and kept the other $950. Buy quality when it genuinely matters. A coat you'll wear for 10 years, boots built to last. That is a real investment. A logo is not quality. It is marketing that you paid for. 7. Status spending. This is the one underneath all the others. The real reason. The expensive watch, the designer bag, the luxury car payment, the restaurant you can't actually afford but sit in comfortably. Every item on this list comes with a surface explanation. I was hungry. I needed a phone. I deserved the treat. But underneath most of them lives the same quiet driver. How does this make me look? Here is the uncomfortable truth I have told more people than I can count. Genuinely wealthy people almost never do this. They have nothing to prove to anyone. The people spending visibly on visible things are, almost universally, people who cannot afford it. Spending money they do not have on things they do not need to impress people who are not paying attention. Real wealth is invisible. It is a number in an account nobody else sees. It is the ability to say no to a job you hate. It is not having to answer your phone on a Sunday because a bill is overdue. It has no logo. It does not park in your driveway for neighbors to admire. You cannot build that while performing the version of it. I told Sarah something that night, and I want to tell you the same thing now. The $300 she needed for rent were not gone because life was hard. They were in the fast food receipts. They were in the subscriptions she had not opened since October. They were in the phone that worked perfectly fine until she decided it did not. They were in the jacket with the logo nobody noticed. They were in the car payment for a vehicle she bought to feel like she had made it somewhere. The money was always there. It kept leaving through the same 7 doors every single month, so quietly she never heard it go. She did not need a raise. She needed to close the doors. You don't have to fix all 7 today. Pick the one that hit hardest, the one where you thought, that's me. Close that door this month, then the next, one at a time. Because real financial stability almost never comes from earning more. It comes from losing less. And losing less is entirely within your control starting right now. Next video, you've closed the doors. Now, what do you actually do with the money that stays? Because leaving it in a savings account earning nothing is just a slower version of the same problem. Subscribe and I will show you exactly where it goes. Now go close a door. Uncle Charlie believes in you.